All right, black coffee, black soul. This is COFOH Live Undead. I am your host, Daniel Crosier, and I am joined by the amazing Lola Black. Wow!
You write something on my face?
Lola, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good to meet you. On the internet.
Yes,
How have you been?
I've been wonderful. How about you?
Good. You have an amazing, array of music. I've been listening and jamming out to it all morning. Yeah, tell us a little bit of, who you are and how you got into music.
Well, I am Lola Black, and I'm from Denver, Colorado. I've been doing music, well, pretty much my whole life. I've always been singing. I've always been drawn to music. Um, and then the band, we've been in the band now for, oh my gosh, 14, 15
Wow.
years?
No
14
kidding.
maybe. Yeah. So
No
we've been
kidding.
going at it. So I guess that would explain why our catalog is so diverse. It's just the evolution of, us as individuals. We grown as musicians and we got a little bit better and our writing got a little bit more, complex. So
Nice. Yeah. As I mentioned, I was, listening, to the catalog, that you guys have assembled over the last, 14, 15 years. And, just to prepare for this interview. And yeah, the range is amazing. There's, what you put your voice through is fantastic. You know, that range of, kind of screaming to, more operatic. It's really hard to pin down, what the general, sound and style is, because there's that, as you mentioned, that evolution. Um,
right.
to me, it's much more of the recent, stuff. It seems to be more operatic. You're delving
Mhm.
into and talking about, so many, different, human emotions and human conditions too. And of course, heartbreak is
Right.
in there. But you know, but what big influences do you draw upon when making sitting down to make new music?
Just life, really,
Mm,
just day-to-day life and just feelings and emotions. And a lot of the times, being in metal and rock and roll, and I have a reputation to uphold, so I can't really go around expressing my emotions to people, and crying, so you got to do it through music and songwriting and get
right,
creative.
right, right. Music is a wonderful outlet. I would say that with like metal, I mean it's you wear you. I think you do wear the emotions right on your sleeve because it's right there. It's raw. It's like a raw exposed nerve.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So you won't get that from me day to day, just talking, and
yeah,
interactions.
yeah,
You'll just, you'll get a poker face and I'm fine. How are you? You'll
yeah,
smile and look pretty.
yeah,
But you're not going to get the real deal. You're going to get closer to the real deal in the lyrics for sure.
yeah. What kind of inspiration do you or influence do you draw upon? Like what when you were working on the band, and developing everything, what was the one, the go-tos for you?
Anything and everything. Like I said, like at a very young age, like I've
Mm,
always just been in tune to music. I
okay.
pick it up. If
Yeah.
there's something playing in the background, I'm listening to it. I've
Okay.
already like memorized half of it. So I'm
Yeah.
just drawn to music and the storylines of everything.
Mm,
One of my favorites is Chino Deftones.
yeah.
I
Thank
love,
you.
love, love Chino. Joan Jett, she's
Yeah.
just badass. I'm team Joan Jett all the
Mhm.
way. Even down to like some punk rock. I mean,
Yeah.
I like, No Effects
Mhm.
and all kinds, just a little bit of everything. And
Yeah.
even now, I even listen to a little bit of country, which is kind of
Mhm.
weird. But right now, Chris and I are actually managing and operating a venue. And so through the venue, we've been getting a lot of country going in
Oh,
and out
wow.
of there. And so I'm actually liking a little bit of country.
Nice. What's the venue that that you guys operate?
Wild Goose Saloon in
Mm,
Parker.
nice.
Yeah, brand new. It was built from the ground up. Gorgeous stage, sound system. There's actually two stages. There's one on the patio and then there's one on the inside. But I mean, the venue itself is gorgeous. You're just not going to find a stage like that,
Yeah.
like in Colorado anymore, unless you're going to, the Gothic or the Bluebird or the
Right.
Summit.
Right. Was this you mentioned that this was recent, like in the last few years, or further
In
back?
the last 7 months.
Oh, good Lord. Jeez.
Yeah, so we've been really, really, yeah, we opened up the doors 7 months ago. So we've been busy, busy. And so we've been a little bit absent from music,
Yeah.
but we've just been invested in, another music avenue, I guess,
Yeah.
helping get some other bands out there and, like,
Cool.
yeah,
That's really cool. Congratulations on that endeavor. That's
thank
a
you.
massive undertaking. And
Yes,
especially, during like a pandemic, no less.
right,
You know,
right.
when you hear so many businesses, they're struggling, but I've been hearing so many other, opportunities occurring during this too.
Right. And then in Parker, Colorado, that's Douglas County. So it's
Mhm.
the Wild West out there. So the pandemic isn't really hitting them too hard out there,
Okay.
and that gives us a little bit of leeway because I know that with, the mandates and stuff, like
Yeah.
getting into some of the venues, is a little tricky, with the vaccines and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
luckily in Parker, we haven't had to face any of that
Okay.
yet, at least. So we're doing
Okay.
pretty good.
Good. Good. Well, congrats. That's awesome.
Thank
Y-
you.
It sounds like creating a nice safe space for new talent to
Yes.
coalesce and find an audience, and then focusing on that. Do you have like a block of time or anything niched out to work on new music?
Oh, of course, there's always time. Yes,
Okay.
that is my heart and my soul. So
Yeah.
without that, then there is no me.
Right. Right.
um, actually, I've been in the studio. We're working on some new singles right now.
Yes.
Yes, and we're working with Aru, and he's from
Mm.
El Nino and Machine Head. So we've
Ooh,
actually worked
cool.
with some of the same producers, Bob Marlette and Sahaj Ticketon. So we're looking to kind of pull together our tools together from what
Yeah.
we've learned working with the same producers and kind of just creating our own beast.
Yeah. Working with such diverse talent, are you able to kind of allow people different musicians to come in and put their own stamp on things?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
We're
Right.
all about the creative freedom and we
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Collaboration is absolutely amazing. It's such a wonderful thing to see what people bring to the table.
Exactly. And I love that. So
Yeah.
I always go into, the studio with an open mind and an open heart. I don't claim to know everything, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm happy to learn, and I'm happy to learn a lot from Aru.
That's cool. Now, I read an article from the westward, like over 10 years ago. I think it came out in 2009. Talking about working with members from like Blister 66 and a number of other high profile bands. When you were starting out with Lola Black, with with your own group and everything, and starting like back then, coming up to now. I mean, you've come into your own and well established it, with that evolution. Is there anything that you've learned now that you wish you had in your arsenal back then?
I wish I would have been a little bit more open-minded when I was younger, because I was a little bit angrier and a little bit kind of just, when you're young, you seem to think you know it all.
Yeah.
And I wish that I would have just kind of opened up a little bit, because I feel I would have been able to kind of step outside the box. And that's kind of why there's been the evolution over the years, is working with different people.
Yeah.
I've learned how to, open up a little bit and, step out of the box and step out of the comfort zone. And, that's exactly what I wanted. I was, getting the same results and I wasn't happy. And I'm like, well, what's happening? Well, I was doing the same thing. So, learning from the guys, they were bringing me up into a whole new range. Like, well, you can be up here too. I'm like, oh, I can sing up here too. So I've just learned a lot over the years, just from everyone that I've worked with, just from band members to producers, and I've worked with some really amazing musicians and producers over the years. So like I said, I just take in all the knowledge that I can.
Nice. That, especially with COVID and the pandemic and everything, and, going out and like doing shows and touring, is that something you really, look forward to doing in the near future again?
Yes, I miss it so much.
Yeah.
We've had 2 live shows coming back. And they were both here in Colorado, and I love Colorado, but I would love to take it out again. It's been a while and I miss everyone, and, getting on stage, it was a little nerve-wracking, to be honest, because we've been out of the loop for 2 years since all of this has started.
Right.
And so going back, it's like, who am I? But, I'm like clicking in and clicking back in, but yeah, we're ready to hit it hard again.
Nice. Do you miss like the fans' instantaneous response?
Yes, I miss everything about it. Just the fans, the response, the interaction. Just the energy, the act of performing and just letting it loose. I mean, it's a complete release.
Right. Yeah. I've talked to a couple of bands, and all of them say pretty much the same thing. Just they miss that getting on stage and that connectivity with your audience and stuff. And I tend to think on music, especially like music and film, just because it's so transportive. It's almost instantaneous. You can connect on an idea or a theme just
exactly
almost immediately, even more effectively, I would argue, than like a film, because or a TV show, because it takes time to build up to that moment. But with music, it can be a note, it can be a tone, it can be anything. And when I listen to your music too, and I mentioned it's very operatic, and you're going through like a wave of emotions, and also a wave of style. Is there any like moment that that when you're performing, it transports you as a performer on stage?
Oh yeah, it definitely.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like you leave your body.
Mm,
It's almost as if you're like floating in another realm and you can
yeah.
see what's happening, but you don't even feel like you're in your body. It's the weirdest
Right.
thing. I guess you've just entered the zone,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
whatever the zone. Yeah. And so when you've entered the zone, it's just almost like an out of body
Nice.
experience. It
Nice.
really is. And
Nice.
then it flies by just so fast. You just float above, and it just, next thing you know, you're out of that moment.
Right. Yeah. How long? Yeah. Normally, when you're doing a set, like how long do you usually have on stage? Is it like a 1 or 2 hour set usually?
Usually about a 1 hour set. It kind of depends, if we're like the main support or if we're,
Right.
if we're headlining. So it kind of depends.
Right. Going back to you mentioned you did a couple shows in Colorado, and I think earlier last month you did a benefit at the O
Mhm.
for the unfortunate folks in I think Boulder County that lost a lot of their housing due to a wildfire. What was that like doing getting back out there, but also doing it for a cause?
Well, it was actually for a shooting.
Oh, was it? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, no, no
Oh,
worries. Yeah, it was for a shooting. There, some of our friends in the tattoo community. I don't know
oh,
if you've heard about
nice.
this on the
Alicia,
news.
yeah,
Yeah, but there was a psychopath
yeah,
who went on a shooting rampage and hit up a few tattoo shops, and
yeah,
he killed multiple people. And we were close with some of those people in the shops, and
yeah,
but luckily, a Lakewood police officer, she took him down,
yeah.
and she was injured, but she's okay. She got him down, so.
So glad she was able to take him out. Yeah, I know some friends of mine that knew some of the victims as well, and they were close friends with the tattoo artists in particular. And yeah, I read about that. That was incredibly just tragic and sad.
It
Um,
is.
but I'm happy that you guys were able to participate in that and for
Yeah.
for that cause. Oh, geez.
But our hearts do go out to Boulder too. I mean, that was insanity in itself.
Yes, yes, most definitely. Yeah, God, it seems like this last month, like right after Christmas and even right after New Year's, it's just off to a shitty start.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I got COVID for Christmas. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, Chris mentioned that. Was it pretty nasty for you, or were you okay?
It was. Yeah, I lost my smell and my taste and a little bit of my hearing.
Oh,
So coming back for the benefit show was a little rough for me. I just don't have like the lung power that I did
yeah,
before. Once I kind of am there to hold out the notes, I get real tight and,
yeah.
go into coughing fit. So I'm like, oh, this is not the good place to have a coughing fit.
Oh man,
But I'm
Ooh,
getting better. I'm getting there. So now I've got
good,
this natural immunity and I'm stoked for it.
good, good. Oh man, well, I'm glad that you're feeling so much better. That's
Yeah.
what a crappy thing to have to deal with and everything. Now, one thing about like heavy metal music is um, it's got that unrelenting connection with darkness and horror that goes with it. Is there anything that you guys really kind of latch onto as far as kind of like any horror aspects with the music?
Everything horror.
No. Yeah.
Everything. I've been obsessed with horror, murder mystery, true
Oh,
crime, all of that. Like
oh wow.
my whole life, I've always kind of been a little dark being. My family was a little concerned me growing up, actually.
You're just expressing yourself.
Right. Like when I in church and stuff, I was always a little bit more, interested in like the dark
Yeah.
stories and, well, what's the devil doing?
Right.
What's
Right.
his story? What's his origin story? What's the,
Yeah.
and so that was always cause for concern for my family, but that I was always just drawn to the dark side.
Yeah. Well, yeah, isn't that always the case with like family members? Like I recall my dad was the one that was get me into like horror. He introduced me to things like the Toxic Avenger of all things, and American Werewolf in London and stuff like that. And then at the same time, it's like, whoa, you shouldn't be watching this stuff. It's like, Dad, I learned by watching you.
Exactly. Exactly. I started watching scary movies long before I should have. I was very, very young. My mom didn't care. So anytime we would go to like King Supers, or that's back when you can rent VHS at like King Supers or Safeway or Blockbuster.
I remember
So she
that.
would let me pick out a movie, and I was always in the horror section. And she would just let me pick what I wanted to. And so I would watch him, and she would never watch him with me because she wasn't into him. So she had no idea what I was watching, but a lot of it was pretty bad, but I was so entertained, and like, I just couldn't get enough of it. So every week I'm like, when can I rent my next horror film?
Right.
And, and then you go, and like all the fun was just looking at the front, looking at the back, and you see like what looks the scariest, who has the hottest chicks, like what looks like the raddest, the most badass.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As a kid, like judging those movies by the covers, like the horror section had the best art.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always amazing to see. I as a kid, I probably would have never picked up something like Nightmare on Elm Street if it wasn't for that iconic poster art on the cover. I would have never known what that was. Had that been plastered on there. You look at like some of the contemporary dramatic films, with their art. Yeah, it'd be just whatever face of the week, or like Meryl Streep or something on there. It's just like it just doesn't speak to me. Same thing with album art too.
Exactly.
Sometimes you go into those record stores and you can't listen to those albums, so you got to judge it by the art.
Exactly. And then that goes into even music videos like Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie, and they're pulling these horror elements into the videos. And even the people who aren't into that type of music, they can't help but watch, because they're just like, it's a train wreck to them, but they're like, you're drawn to the darkness.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about somebody like Rob Zombie, who is, goes, both in music and in film, he's pulling all these visuals and all these, from all these different influences that, very much were horror culture. Is that something that, you and the band also pulled together?
Yes, we've had some songs and some lyrics that were definitely inspired.
Mm-hmm.
We've also had some songs that were kind of pulled back because they were a little weird.
Okay.
Like I had one song a few years ago that was heavily Dexter inspired. But hearing it, and not knowing that, you might think I'm a serial killer.
Well, you have somebody like Dexter, who incidentally they just did a new little mini series on Showtime. Did you get to get that? Nice.
Have a killer day.
Nice.
It was one of my Christmas presents.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I am obsessed with Dexter. Obsessed.
And it's interesting to see like characters like that, be elevated. They might not be like the superhero status, but they're the anti-hero. They've got a code and they stick to it, and they which kind of allows people to root for them while they're doing still really bad things.
Yes. Oh God, I love Dexter so much. And I did watch the full season. I won't say anything about it because I don't want to ruin any spoilers, but I was just happy to see Dexter again. I'm glad he came back for a season. Hopefully there's another one. I can't go too far into it, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. Totally. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to do any type of continuation.
Pull it across. I would love that, honestly. And any kind of Dexter in my life, I'll take.
Yeah. It's and I think that was originally Dexter was based off of a novel series, I think.
Yes.
Can't remember what it was called, but for anybody that's out there that's really into Dexter, go read the books.
Yes, actually, they're really good, actually.
Really?
And then after, before New Blood, when they ended the whole series, they actually continued through comic book series.
Okay. Oh, who's
so
publishing
it can?
that?
I'm not sure, actually. It was something that I just kind of found on the internet because I was geeking out on the books and stuff, but
cool.
they did carry it out.
Wow. Okay. That'll be something to definitely look into. Would you ever consider making your own comic book?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we've actually kind of joked about it like a long time ago about doing it. And it was Lola Black comes out in the night to take out the hipsters. But then we also kind of evolved it into like some kind of, vigilante, taking out the bad hipsters.
Okay.
Bad ones. Not the good ones, but the bad ones.
Well, you do have some have good hipsters that go to your show.
Yes. Sure. And so there was actually like a comic book drawing that my brother did of me, kind of to mock it up of what I would look like. And it actually came out really cool. But that's something that I would love.
Oh, that's awesome. Talking to guests on the show, one of the things that is always fun is like, it's like, hey, what other creative things, have you guys, dabbled in or considered and everything like that. So like hearing, comic books and everything, because I'm an old, comic book, creator and fan as myself. And it's always fun. It's like, comic books are one of those forms where, whatever you're into, you can just continue that story, or you can, have it, that origin tale, told to that. Have you ever thought about doing that in support of an album?
Well, that would be really cool. No, I haven't thought of that, but that's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be
that's really neat.
That'd be pretty fun for you, I think, for you guys, especially, watching the the music videos that you have on your YouTube channel and stuff. It's like, oh man, the visuals. Yeah. And then, having why am I butchering his name? Charles Edwards? Edward Charles.
Yeah, Charles Edward.
He's got two first names. That's not fair.
I know. It's very vampire-esque, very mysterious, which is very funny when you see the guy.
Yeah, from Seraphim Shock. And he's very statuesque, especially these days with his physique. So seeing him in the music video, it's just like, oh yeah, this is like a crime novel that's ready to write itself here.
I know. I wish we could have like had more time for the video. You only get so much time for a song, but man, we could have gone on forever with our ideas.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a, and for everybody that's watching, the music video in question is Bloodletting, correct? And we'll play that here in just a minute so that everybody has an idea, and it's a gorgeous video and a wonderful song. I think it's a cover. It's a cover, right? Of
yes.
Is it Concrete Blonde?
It is Concrete Blonde. Yes.
Okay.
And I believe that she actually wrote the song after some Anne Rice novels.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I believe it was the Vampire series by Anne Rice.
Wow, that's awesome. And unfortunately, that was another person that we lost in the last year. It was Anne Rice too.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I think she passed away just before Christmas sometime.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm sorry to be the bummer.
No.
But it's been a real kick in the pants the last few.
Yeah, I know. And then Betty White.
Yeah,
That's heartbreaking. She's
yeah,
my favorite Golden Girl.
yeah. Just weeks before her centennial birthday too.
I
Oh
know.
man,
What a bummer.
so infuriating. Well, on that note, let's do something a little bit more cheerful, and let's play your music video. So
Perfect.
let me take off the banners here. Come on now, work with me. Oh, technical stuff. I love it. So yeah, let's bring this in here, and there's that. And come on now. Oh, you're kidding me.
I haven't watched this in a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's play. Oh, everything's kind of sluggish. There we go. Oh no. Ah. Oh. There we go.
There's a crack in the mirror and the blood stain on the bed. There's a crack in the mirror and the blood stain on the bed. Oh, baby, you were a vampire. I'm the walking dead. Oh, baby, you were a vampire. Baby, I'm the walking dead. I got the reasons to New Orleans. I'm going down by the river where it's full of green. in the middle of the night. Oh, you were a vampire and I may never see the light. Oh, you were a vampire and I may never see the light. See the light. I got the reason needs to know me. I'm going down by the river where it's full of green. I'm gonna have a drink and walk around. I gotta let it read your mouth. I got the reason needs to know me. I'm going down by the river where it's full of green. I'm gonna have a drink and walk around. I gotta let it read your mouth. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun.
That one was fun.
Oh, it's
I love Charles. He's a good friend of ours.
it's such a cool video, and and like bands like Seraph and Shock. I mean, they've been around for a while too, and
Yeah.
such amazing, performances and videos as well, songs.
And Chris doubles over there, so he actually plays in Sarah from Shock as well.
Seriously, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good Lord. It seems like there so many musicians seem to be in like multiple bands. It's just not one band that they're really assigned to.
They're restless.
Yeah.
They're restless. They can't have any downtime. They don't know what that means.
Yeah. Is that something that you all also participate? Do you have multiple projects going on?
No, this is the only one. This takes up all of my time, but I wouldn't mind collaborating and doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, probably see maybe doing working with Seraphim Shock someday. I mean, if he's in your videos, I think it might be nice to work both ways. I don't know.
We've done a couple we've actually done a couple covers together. Well, we've done that one, but then we've done Beautiful People together live.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. So yeah.
That's got to be a lot of fun. Man.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, how do you do that as a duet? That seems absolutely
he took half the show and I took half.
Okay.
Half, and we just split it down the middle and then kind of hit some choruses together.
Nice. Oh my God, that's so cool. You mentioned earlier that you're working on new material. Is there any anticipated release date or?
We're shooting for the spring.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah, we have one in particular that we're shooting for the spring, and then we're going to kind of like have them follow after shortly thereafter. I think that there's talks of 2, but I'm thinking probably 3.
Okay.
And they'll be in close proximity, kind of back to back. And then of course we're going to want to do a video and everything with them all too, of course.
That's so cool. Yeah, watching this music video, like along with the songs and the music over the years, the music videos have also you've got this wonderful progression, this evolution. So kind of as recently, because this is the most recent one in 2018 when it came out. It really culminates. It feels like a really high fun like horror movie premise. The true crime elements, but also the vampire influence as well. So I can't wait to see the other visuals, like more music videos to come out with the new singles that you release to your audience.
And the music, because the newer song, a good portion of the bones of that song is done actually.
Oh, cool.
And it's a little heavier.
Ooh.
It's a little darker, but there's some light at the end of the tunnel there. So it's going to be a really good, just kind of a triumph anthem,
Nice. But talking about like the times we've been living through and losing friends and stuff like that. And, I think coming out of all this, things probably, are going to need to feel a little darker to kind of excise a lot of that emotion, because everything's a raw nerve, it seems like these days.
It really is. It really is. It's a little bit of a sorry state, and I hate to say it, but with our last album, Nothing's Gonna Be All Right, it was a little bit of a I told you so moment.
Yeah. A little foreshadowing there.
Yeah. But now it's just finding comfort in the darkness and just finding the good in things and finding the light. Once you're there, can you be comfortable?
Right.
And I'm pretty comfortable there, so I'm willing to kind of help take people there and get comfortable.
Yeah. Well, speaking of comfortable, I noticed that your backdrop, your walls are painted black, and you've got some little bit of, macabre art on there.
Yeah. We have Bassman up here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just some little, I got a tarot card of
oh, cool.
Beetlejuice and Lydia.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah. Yeah. You go up, I got some Sailor Moon, which has nothing to do with that, but
it brings a balance, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my house is like a mix. People say it's like a mix between Martha Stewart and Tim Burton and like Nightmare Meets Elm Street. I don't know. It's I have skeletons that live in the house full time. I don't have the heart to put Bill and Ted in the garage. They live in here. And over Halloween, I just gave them a little skeleton dog. So they're pretty happy about that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little Frankenweenie. So
nice. Well, I kind of have, that kind of backdrop too,
I love it.
Very, very much Texas Chainsaw meets a barbecue. I don't know.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah, it's all latex cast from our Colorado Festival of Horror logo, so it's kind of hard to see, but they're all skulls with
so cool.
The Colorado flag C, kind of embedded in the head, and then lighting. It's all.
Yeah. Yeah, this. I'm in my dining room, so you're getting like a little peek of my kitchen, which is actually all Day of the Dead. So.
Oh, nice. There you go. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a nice kind of balance that's going on there then, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just skeletons and everything everywhere.
All right.
All of my son's friends, when they spend the night, they're a little weirded out at our house. We're the weird house.
Oh, fantastic!
Mm-hmm.
What is your son think of mom performing?
He thinks it's pretty lame.
Isn't that like all kids?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's too into it. Even when he was younger and he would go to some of the shows, he's like, "Are you almost done? Are you almost done?" Like, and then now that he's older, he's like, well, he just doesn't want to go. He's got other things to do.
Yeah. Oh, kids. Yeah. I think that's just the natural thing with kids. Whatever mom and
teenagers.
Dad, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially adolescents. They got the opposite. They've got to rebel in some way. Yeah. That's their way, I guess. That's cool. Well, you can always take solace in the fact that you're definitely louder than him and his friends.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, that's always something that I've found kind of fascinating with, except for, contemporary, metal bands and stuff. It seems like popular music has gotten a little bit softer and quieter over the years. I'm not sure why that is, but it just seems that way to me. Hopefully I'm wrong.
I think that has a lot to do with music labels. and
Oh,
everything.
okay. Sure.
I know that, when we were, working with our producer, we have the freedom. We're fortunate enough, we're independent, so we don't have a label kind of looming over us telling us, kind of what we can do, what we need to sound like. And right now the sound is a little bit more alternative, a
Okay.
little bit more, like poppy punk rock. And
Right.
so like I think that a lot of the labels are kind of pushing the bands to kind of fit these molds a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for, for I don't know if radio is really a thing as much anymore, but to get that song, that radio formula, that you're gonna have to kind of follow those trends a little bit.
Yeah. Well, as an independent band without a label, so you guys put out your music by on your own and promote yourselves and do everything. Oh, DIY, huh?
Yep.
That is very punk. So
yes, we definitely have like a close knit team, and they are so badass, and that's all we have. We've been fortunate enough to do it all ourselves. Everything, like all the shows that we've landed, all the festivals we've played, the radio play,
Nice.
all of it. Yeah, we've published and produced it all ourselves.
Oh wow. Yes, yeah. I can see why you said that your project Lola Black and with the band and everything occupies all your time, because
It does.
it really does to do all that. I couldn't even imagine the amount of work that's needed just to fulfill that endeavor.
Right. Yeah, never ending.
No, that's brilliant. I think that's something that especially with things like the internet, makes things so much more accessible. You've got so many bands that go to the moon and beyond on their own 2 feet. And so my hat's off to you guys for
Thank you.
that.
Yeah, we even touched base a little bit about it, like in our music video All In. We were kind of playing a little dress up game, but that's actually kind of true for us. Like, us evolving over the years, we're all growing into be, our own people, and experimenting in our own style, and what we like to play. And we've had people in the music industry, telling us, well, maybe you should be a little bit more alternative.
Right.
Maybe you should be a little less metal. Well, maybe you should be a little more girly and bring your hair down. And there's other colors other than black. And so we were always being nudged to be anything but us.
Right.
And after a while, that really weighs in on you. And it kind of, and then after a while, we're like, you know what? No. We're not going to, like, there's nothing punk, there's nothing metal about anything that you're telling us. We're going to do what we want to do. And whether you think it's cool or if it's marketable, we don't give a shit.
Right.
Because, this is, it's our vision. It's our art, it's not theirs. So if we want to look at, like something they don't think is acceptable, or, if I was a little bit heavier, when I was, I had the times where I had a little bit extra weight, but I was even asked to lose weight.
Jeez.
Just, trim it up a little. I mean, it's just little things, but after a while, that being told what to do has never really worked for me.
No.
And so I've always gone the complete opposite direction. And so, my hair got bigger, my boots got bigger, my makeup got a little bit more ridiculous. And we just wanted to look more ridiculous the more that we were told not to.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that certainly works for you, and in the spirit of creativity. Yeah, it's when commerce and business folks come in and tell you this is what your art should be, and it's just like, well, you're not the artist, so fuck right off.
Right.
Yeah.
And they lose sight of why they were interested in you in the first place.
Right.
Because there was the talent, there was the look, there was the sense.
Yeah.
And instead of, pushing to embrace that and build on that, they want to wipe it all away and build.
Yeah.
But then, that just really just defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
And then you're getting this whole, everyone's the same. Everyone sounds the same. It's all commercial. They all look, and we've lost it.
It becomes kind of homogenized and
Mhm.
boring,
Right.
Yeah, you got to have those wonderful, creative outliers, and,
Exactly.
yeah, and variety is the spice of life. So
Exactly.
that's why I love Korean barbecue.
Me too. Oh my gosh, Korean barbecue is my favorite.
Yeah, my girlfriend,
Love some galbi.
Yeah, she loves it, but she hates it when I reek of kimchi for a week. I can't get around.
I know that it's kimchi's so delicious,
and
it's so good for you.
It is
It's a superfood.
It really is. Yeah. My mom even learned how to make her own kimchi as well too. It's
Yum.
so she gives that to me for Christmas every now and then.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, most definitely. Lola, man, it's been awesome, having you on the show and talking with you. And we can't wait to hear the new tunes coming from Lola.
Yes.
I'm
so excited.
So keep us afoot as to how that develops, and let us know how we can plug your work and your talent. And we're happy for you and Chris to have the new venue in Parker. I think
thank you.
Really wonderful. Well, where can people go to catch up on the venue?
On the venue, you could go to Wild Goose Saloon, wildgooseparker.com. Sorry.
Wildgooseparker.com. Nice.
Yeah. Or wait, I'm like, crap, is that right? What's my email?
Right. And then for everybody tuning in, make sure to check out lolablackmusic.com for updates. And you guys are on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, I was wrong. Wildgoosesaloon.com is our I suck, sorry.
That's wildgoosesaloon.com?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Make sure to go there and support local business and local talent.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. Lola, stick around for a few minutes after we sign off, but it was such a pleasure, talking to you and learning about all the cool things that you're doing.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and for everybody that tuned in, thanks so much for all your support and everything, and of course to our friends at Mutiny Cafe. If you're going to start a revolution, make sure it's caffeinated. And to our friends at Hellfire Entertainment, thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. And of course, Groovy TV, and carrying on in Groovy's mission to share amazing art and talent. And of course, everybody out there, these are tough times. Make sure you look out for each other, take care of each other, and remember, we love you. Have a good afternoon and a great